everyone, and welcome to the back garden yard. Today I'm going to show you how the 2025 garden is doing. I'm also going to show you how all my seed starting projects are doing right now. I often get accused of not showing enough updates on what I'm doing. So today is just basically, I'm going to go around and show you what's going on and what I've done in 2025 to start seeds and to start my garden. So let's go. The first thing we're going to look at are the strawberries. I've done several videos on strawberries, and now here's the whole row of strawberries, and you can see they're starting to bloom out nicely. There are a few strawberries already starting to form, and there they are. But the big strawberry harvest will start in a week or two when these plants all get a lot bigger. You can see the bigger leaves now are coming out, and they're going to make the bigger blooms, and the bigger strawberries will come out. So that's enough on strawberries. The next thing is asparagus. Now this is my new asparagus patch here, and there'll be nothing to harvest. Asparagus takes about 3 years. So this part here, I have extended the patch, and you can see how it is. But then down here, the asparagus is just growing like crazy. And I have picked this. You can see all these places where I picked it, they continue to grow. But there's lots of asparagus still coming out. So I've already had 3 harvests of asparagus, and this will actually be harvestable almost until the end of May. And when you get a little thin one like this, a lot of times I'll let them go ahead and grow out and fern out, so they'll make more for next year. And that's the asparagus. Okay, let's go look at the lettuce patch. So I did a video and showed how to supercharge this lettuce, and here is the first part, and this is the mesclun. Good. This is the mesclun, and it's just a mixture of several different lettuces. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to put the camera down right here, and I'll show you. And it's harvestable now. You can see these. I should go ahead and make a salad with these because they're already matured. And I said it'd take about 3 weeks. Well, it hasn't even been a full 3 weeks since I made that video. Then this is the next kind of lettuce here, and it is almost harvestable, but it's growing out nicely. And then finally is this red romaine lettuce, which is basically my staple. Now there are a lot of weeds in this lettuce that I need to get out, but I haven't done that yet. But the red romaine is this, and you see the red color is now coming into it. I'm going to show you more red romaine shortly. And here we have the chive garden. The chives, this is chive right here, the kind that you cut up and put on your baked potatoes, or you put in your stews, or whatever you want for chives. This is them. There's a lot of weeds in here, but like I say, we'll come in and we'll weed it and cut the chive. Now you can cut the chive right here, just right above the ground, and it'll come back. It'll come back and look like this in about 3 weeks. So the chive is doing very well. We've already harvested it once. She actually makes chive kimchi out of these chives. And so the chives are almost ready for harvest again. And they will grow out until the summer when it gets so hot, then they can't hardly stand the heat here. But right now the chives are looking nice. So I did a video on how to prune your grapes and muscadines, and now they're kind of like this is where you will get more fruit. So I've left this a little bit thicker than I did all the rest coming out, and you can see where I said to cut them to about 3 nodes, and let them come out, and this thing is coming out beautifully. And so I'll get a big crop of muscadines this year off of this. So anyway, this is a follow-up for the pruning video for the muscadines, just to show you how they're coming out. Next, we're looking at snow peas. Now, the snow peas, let's see, let me get my leg in the picture, and you can see that they're almost knee-high now, and they are blooming. When they start blooming, what's going to happen is they will make snow peas within a week or two. So I'm going to have some April snow peas, which is going to be a first for me. But that's why you want to go ahead and start your snow peas early in February, and that way then you can transplant them out once they come up, like I showed in the video. So okay, so it's been 10 days since I planted these Sugar Pod 2 Oregon peas, and these have come up very nicely. I counted it, and I've got 31 that are showing. This is the snow peas, and I'm seeing a lot of blooms starting there, looking very healthy. Just hoping they don't get too wind whipped by the storm that is coming. Then we have radishes. These are the giant radishes you may have seen in the Asian stores. They get at least about 5 or 6 inches long, and I've got a nice row of those started. And then these are a different kind of radish that my wife likes to make kimchi out of. So this is what this is the radishes. And then I really want to show you this. I overwintered these. I actually had to, during the 13-degree nights, put a plastic covering over these. And this, once again, is the red romaine lettuce, and it is just so beautiful. This is going to be salad tonight. Let's pull it up. Check that out, folks. Is that beautiful or what? I think I need another one, so let's find another one. Of course, that one somehow got sprouted over there. I've just left it, but I'll leave it for now. And let's get one more. Let's try this one. Here, I've got a row of Silver Queen corn, and it is already popping through. And these little shoots will probably withstand a light frost. Once again, I'm rushing the season with the Silver Queen corn, but that's what I did. And then over here I have some Korean corn. This is Asian corn, and it looks like what we call Indian corn. It's got all different colors, and purple and black, and of course the normal yellow. And I've got a very good stand of this coming up. Actually, they are just popping out of the ground, and they can probably withstand, since they actually come from Asia, they can probably withstand the light frost. But I've got more seeds if they don't. And so that's it, folks, for out here. Now let's go look in the greenhouse. Okay, so here we go. This is, let's see where we want to start. Well, I did a video on seed starting mix, and what I ended up doing was I made over 15 gallons of my own homemade seed starting mix, and I've used it. It's not just seed starting, it's also plant growing mix, because I used some chicken manure in it, and that has really done well. Now you can take a look. These were the original Better Boy tomato plants, the original ones that I planted or for my seed starting mix test. And I had 5 of them come up, and I saved them. I repotted them into larger pots, and I'd really like to have these in the ground now, because I mean they're almost to bloom. They've already got buds on them, and I would really like to go ahead and put them out, but I can't with the frost coming. So these are just some beautiful Better Boy tomato plants. Then over here I have got the yellow pear tomatoes, and this is some that I haven't transplanted because I already have so many. And then over here are the early girl tomatoes, and once again I've already transplanted a bunch of those. Now these are the single yellow pear tomatoes that I have transplanted, and you'll notice how nice that one looks. Now there are a couple of them. This one here is not looking so hot. This is the same date planted and same kind, and so these in the back are looking very nice. And I've got plenty more, as we could see, of the yellow pear tomatoes that I can take out and plant and give away. So that's what's going on with these seeds. Now over here are the rest of the Better Boys that I planted, and they're jumping now. They love this seed mixture that I made, and they are really coming up. So these are the same ones that I showed, just barely coming out. Here's the rest of my Better Boy hybrids, and once again I planted these on the 7th of March, and so it's been exactly 2 weeks since I planted all these seeds, and they're coming up very nice. Most of these were coated seeds, 15 pelleted seeds. They coat them with something. So as you can see, I got a very good stand, because most of these only had 1 or 2 seeds per pot. And this one here came out late, so that's why these 3 are so small. But anyway, I went ahead and saved them. And then over here are the sweet potatoes that I have been growing slips, and I said I was going to get dozens of slips from just one slip. All these started from one slip, and that's how you make dozens of sweet potato slips from one sweet potato. Look how happy these look, and these will be just as happy. Hopefully I'm going to get more coming up out of these ends again. And as you can see now, they are jumping. It's getting warmer. We had 80-something degree days 2 in a row the last 2 days, and they love the warm weather. And I even showed where they might come out at the ends that were sticking out of the ground, and there's a slip there, and here's another slip over here. So they're doing exactly what I thought they would do, and I'll be working with these next week, because I've got a really what I think is a good idea on how I'm gonna plant sweet potatoes this year. So there'll be an update coming on these. All right, and then that's the Better Boys. Now I've got yellow banana peppers. These are the ones that I separated out, and I showed some separation of the tomato plants, but I didn't show the peppers. But anyway, this is the actual way they looked before I separated them. This is the yellow bananas still in clumps that I need to separate more if I'm going to give them away to people, or if how many I'm going to plant. I don't really know how many yellow banana peppers does one need. Then this is my wife's favorite, and I haven't separated these yet. These are the Asian peppers that were just barely coming up when I did that last video. Well, as you see, they have come up well. And then this is actually exciting to me. I had no green bell peppers. None were up in the last video. These are the California Wonder sweet peppers, the bell peppers. And I actually don't have any yet. But I went ahead to make this video simply because if I planted them exactly the same way as the rest of them, and I've had such good results with everything else, that I know I planted them right. It could be either bad seeds, or it could be they're going to take a little longer to come up. peppers and eggplants usually take longer than just about anything to come up. And as we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, there's one maybe coming up 7, there's one maybe 8, there's one came out 9, 10, 11. So I've got a dozen of these up. They were the slowest thing to come up. There's one coming up right there. So anyway, I've got about a dozen of the green bell peppers. These were the last to come up. And I really was wondering if I had bad seeds, but it just takes bell peppers a long time sometimes. Okay, and then over here are the early girl tomatoes that I have separated out. I think I did the video on these. And as you can see, these are ready to go in the ground as soon as this last cold wave comes through. And they're looking really nice. Here's one here that for some reason doesn't seem real healthy. Well, I'll replace that one because I've got all these early girl tomato plants over here. This whole row right here is early girl tomato plants. So I'll get more to replace that one that's struggling. Okay, and then last were the giant bell peppers. This is one, they call them Chinese giants, and I haven't separated them out yet, but they are doing very, very well. And I might go ahead and just put them directly into the ground when they come up. I don't know, once again, how many giant bell peppers I need, but I've got at least 15 or 18 there. And then the Asian eggplants, they came up nice. Only got one in this container, and I've separated them out of this container, and I ended up with these right here out of that container, and they all have taken very well to the transplanting process, and they're growing very nice. And so that's what's going on here in the greenhouse. And then up here, I planted these just last week because I don't want the cucumber plants to get tall and leggy before I put them out, and I knew that I only had a couple more weeks to wait, so I waited to put these out. And so the Asian cucumbers are coming up now. I really like the way they're looking. I love these cucumbers. These are the long ones. So that is it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Now no one can say that I don't update what I'm doing, because this is the April the 6th, 2025 update of the garden and the transplanting of the seeds. And I've got a very nice garden coming. So please like and subscribe, and that way when I do more updates, I'll probably show transplanting some of these out into the regular garden, and then we'll follow them as we grow them out this year. That's what this channel's all about.